Today, I'm going to tell you something that many of you dare not accept. When a woman throws you those signals, when she says those seemingly innocent phrases, what she's really doing is testing you. She wants to know if you desire her, if you will react, if you will take the step. But what happens with most of you? You don't even realize it. You just stand there waiting for the opportunity to pass you by. You know what I'm going to tell you? Enough of being that man who always stays in the shadows, that man who never dares to take what he wants. So pay attention to these phrases, because if you hear them, it's time to act. And before you continue watching this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. Here, I'm going to teach you to understand what women are really saying, so you never fall into the trap of ignorance and rejection again. If you don't understand these signals, you're going to keep being the man who loses all opportunities. And believe me, it's time for you to change. 1. Are you ready to decode her secret desire? First, I want you to understand one thing. Women are not always going to tell you directly how they feel. If you're waiting for a clear and direct confession, you're living in a fantasy world. Women speak in codes, and it's up to you to learn to decipher them. Do you know why they don't tell you everything obviously? Because they want to know if you have the instinct, if you're man enough to pick up on those signals. If you can't do it, then what kind of man do you think they believe you are? Exactly, one who isn't worth it. So open your eyes and pay attention. Many times, women play a subtle game. They say something seemingly innocent like, "I don't know what it is, but I love being with you." And you, what do? Nothing. You go on with your life as if nothing happened. Wrong. What they're telling you is that they like you, that they desire you, but they're not going to admit it outright. They want you to figure it out for yourself. And if you don't pick up the signal, all you do is make her feel frustrated. So, my friend, if you ever hear something like that, understand that it's your moment to act. 2. Don't fall into the trap. She wants to know if you desire her. Sometimes, women throw comments out there to see if you'll take the initiative. Phrases like, "What would you think if someone invited you out?" Or, "Sometimes I think about what would happen if you were closer to me," are a test. And if you don't respond to that test, you're messing up. They don't want to tell you everything. They want you to show your desire, to take control of the situation. But what do? You stay silent, as if you don't know what to say. Pathetic. It's not about falling into desperation or showing yourself as needy. It's about understanding the game they're playing. Women don't want a man who is indifferent. They want someone willing to show interest without being too obvious. If you don't respond to those provocations, all you're doing is demonstrating that you don't have the guts to handle the situation. So if she throws out a phrase like that, respond with confidence. Let her know you desire her without having to beg for her attention. 3. If you hear this, get ready. She's waiting for you to react. If you ever hear a woman say something like, "I don't know why, but I feel so good when I'm with you," it's an alert signal. It's not just a compliment. It's a challenge. She's telling you that there's something about you that attracts her. And now she's waiting for you to do something about it. What do? Stay quiet? Thank her as if she complimented you for a good exam? Ridiculous. What you need to do is return the game. Let her know you notice her too, that there's mutual attraction. If you don't, you're letting a golden opportunity slip away. Instead of staying silent or thanking her like a shy boy, return the favor. Say something like, "Really? Well, that makes me think there's something between us that's worth exploring." You don't have to be overly bold or rude, but be firm. Let her know you're interested too and that you're ready to take the next step if she is. If you don't, I assure you she'll think you don't have the courage to move forward. For this is not a joke. It's her way of saying she wants you for herself. Another key phrase that many of you ignore is when she tells you, "I don't know why, but I always think of you." That's not a joke. It's not a phrase thrown out there without intention. It's her way of telling you she wants you for herself. But of course, if you don't understand that and just smile or act clueless, what do you think will happen? She'll think you're not interested, that you're an idiot who can't pick up even the most obvious signals. So next time you hear something like that, react. Let her know you also think about her, but do it with confidence. Here's the perfect opportunity to say something that intrigues her, something that makes her think about you even more. Respond with something like, "Well, if you always think of me, maybe we should spend more time together, don't you think?" It doesn't have to be something grandiose, but enough for her to know you also have her on your mind. If you don't react, she'll see you as passive, and believe me, that's not what she wants. 5. Can you respond when she throws out her seduction bait? When a woman starts asking you questions about your love life, about whether you have a partner or if you're interested in someone, she's throwing out bait. She wants to know if you're available, if there's room for her in your life. This is where many fail because either they overshare or are too closed off. What you need to do is maintain balance. Don't give her all the information at once, but don't stay silent either. Give her a hint, something that intrigues her, that makes her want to know more. It's a seduction game, and if you don't know how to play it, you'll lose. A response like, "There's someone who has caught my attention lately," is enough to maintain the mystery and keep her interested. Don't tell her directly it's her, but don't remain in total mystery either. Give her the opportunity to keep pulling at the thread, and little by little, you'll build that mutual attraction. 6. If you don't notice these signals, you'll lose your chance with her. Here's the reality. If you don't learn to recognize these signals, you'll keep being the man who always falls behind. Most of you have lost more opportunities than you can count, simply because you don't know when to act. Women are not going to wait for you forever. If you don't respond to their signals, they'll look for someone else who will. So stop doubting yourself, stop questioning every move, and start being the man who acts when necessary. When she says something like, "I don't know what you'd think, but sometimes I imagine what it would be like if we went out together," she's giving you the opportunity on a silver platter. If you don't react, she'll assume you're not interested and will turn the page. It's that simple. Don't stay paralyzed thinking about the best response. Just act. If you don't, you're going to lose. 7. She's challenging you to show your desire. Don't let her down. When a woman challenges you, whether it's with a look, a phrase, or a gesture, she's waiting for you to react. She's not playing for fun. She's testing you. She wants to see if you're man enough to show her you desire her. If you don't, I guarantee she'll be disappointed. And once you disappoint her, it's very hard to regain that attraction. So if she throws a challenge your way, whether with a suggestive phrase or a flirty smile, show her you're up to the task. Don't let her down. 8. Attention. She's playing, but the prize is you. Sometimes women play, but not in the way you think. They're playing because they want to see how you react. They want to see if you can handle the situation. And this is where you need to be smart. Don't fall into their games desperately, but don't ignore them either. Participate, keep the rhythm, but let her know you're in control. If she feels you're at her level, that you can play while maintaining your calm, she'll see you as someone irresistible. 9. If you hear these words, get ready to act fast. If you hear something like, "We should do this more often," it's your signal to act immediately. Don't let it pass or overthink it. She's telling you she wants to spend more time with you, and it's up to you to make that happen. The next time you're together, suggest something fun or interesting to do together. Don't wait for things to happen on their own. 10. Can you resist the temptation or will you fall into her net? At the end of the day, the question is, can you handle temptation? Do you know how to play the game without losing control? Women are experts in seduction, and if you don't know how to respond, you're going to fall into their net and be trapped without knowing what to do. But if you learn to maintain balance, to react with intelligence and confidence, then you'll be the one in control. So the next time you hear one of these phrases, you know what to do. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it later. Let's continue. The secret phrases she uses to see if you'll fall for her seduction game. Listen up, because today I'm going to reveal something that many of you have overlooked for years. Women are not always going to be direct with you. And no, it's not because they are bad. It's just how the game works. Yes, it's a game and you are in it whether you like it or not. But the problem is that most of you have no idea when you're being tested, challenged, or seduced. It's as if you're living in the dark. And of course, when you finally realize that she's playing with you, it's already too late. She has trapped you, you've fallen into her net, and you didn't even notice how it happened. So, before I tell you about those secret phrases women use to test you, I want you to take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Why? Because here you won't receive the typical advice that tells you what you want to hear. Here, you're going to receive the truth, even if it hurts. If you don't change the way you see things, you'll continue to be the kind of man who always falls into the trap. And believe me, it's time for that to change. 1. Don't get confused. Every word is a test of her desire. When a woman is interested in you, she's not going to tell you directly, of course not. She's going to throw a series of seemingly innocent phrases at you, but every word she says is loaded with intention. If you don't understand this, you're already in trouble. How many times have you heard things like, "I don't know why, but I always have so much fun with you," or "I've never met anyone like you"? And what do? Nothing. You just stand there, thinking it's just a friendly conversation. Ridiculous. That's a test. She wants to see how you react, if you pick up the signal, or if you're just another fool who doesn't understand what's happening. 2. Can you resist? Or will you fall for her inevitable seduction? Here's the trap. Women will say things to get you closer, to make you fall into their game. But don't be mistaken. It doesn't mean you've already won her over. What she's doing is seeing if you're smart enough to resist her seduction or if you're going to fall without even realizing it. Do you know what happens with most of you? You fall at the first opportunity. She says something like, "I wonder what it would be like if we were more than friends." And you see yourself falling in love, thinking you've got it all figured out. Wrong. It's a test to see if you can keep your cool under pressure. If you fall too quickly, you lose all value. 3. These words are pure dynamite. Do you know what to do? There are phrases that, although they may not seem like it, are pure dynamite. "I've never met anyone like you. I always think of you. You make me feel so special." Each of these phrases is a trigger, a way to measure your reaction. What do you do when you hear something like that? Do you puff up with pride and start acting like you've already won her over? So, let me tell you, you're mistaken. What you need to do is keep your composure. Understand that this is just the beginning, not the end. If you don't know how to handle that little spark of interest she's showing you, everything will crumble quickly. For she wants to know if you have what it takes to keep up with her. Women not only want to know if they interest you, they want to see if you can keep up with them, if you have the ability to handle the situation with confidence. When she throws phrases at you like, "Have you ever thought about us?" Or, "I wonder what you would do if I were closer to you," what she's really asking is if you can handle the game that's just beginning. And this is where most of you fail. Either you rush in too fast, or you freeze up, not knowing what to say. You need to find that middle ground, the balance between showing her you're interested but without being desperate. 5. Every phrase is a trap. Will you fall into it or be the hunter? Here's the hard truth. Every word she throws at you is a trap. Yes, a trap to see if you fall like everyone else or if you have what it takes to become the hunter. I'm not talking about manipulation. I'm talking about understanding how the game works. If she says, "I think we could be something more," and you immediately jump in saying yes, she's got you. But if you keep your cool and return the challenge, becoming the hunter, then the tables turn. You need to let her know that even though you're interested, you're not going to fall so easily. That's what keeps her hooked. 6. Can you identify the exact moment she wants you for herself? There's nothing more important than knowing how to identify the precise moment she decides she wants you for herself. She's not going to tell you directly, but her phrases will give her away. "I've never felt this way with anyone. I can't stop thinking about you." These are phrases that reveal her desire, but if you're not paying attention, you'll let them slip by as if they were nothing. And this is where you lose. If you don't identify that key moment, she's going to feel you don't have what it takes, that you don't understand what's happening, and she'll leave you behind. You need to learn to read between the lines to see beyond the words. 7. If you don't recognize these signals, you could lose her forever. If you can't recognize these signals, you're destined to fail. It's not enough to be nice or a good person. If you don't know when a woman is throwing you clear signals that she's interested, you're going to lose her. I'm telling you now, women are not going to wait for you to wake up and realize what's happening. If you don't react in time, if you don't pick up her tests and don't take control, she's going to move on. And the worst part is that you won't even know why you failed. So start paying attention. 8. This is what she's telling you when she wants to trap you without you noticing. One of the most subtle tactics women use is to trap you without you realizing it. They say things like, "I love being with you," or "You're so different from the others." They say it casually as if it's unimportant, but what they're really doing is seeing how you react. If you act like it doesn't matter, you're losing the game. But if you react overly, you're also failing. What you need to do is stay calm. Show her you value what she's saying, but without falling into desperation. 9. How skilled are you at playing her game and winning? The real question is, are you capable of playing her game and winning? Because it's not just about avoiding falling into her traps. It's about knowing how to turn the game in your favor. If she throws a phrase at you like, "Sometimes I wonder what it would be like if we were together," do you know what to do with that? It's not enough to respond with something basic. You need to return the favor, make her the one who's left thinking, who wants more from you. If you can't handle this type of situation, you won't get very far. 10. Don't fall into her game if you don't know how to come out victorious. At the end of the day, the goal isn't just to avoid falling into her game, but to come out victorious. It's not about playing defensively all the time because that won't get you anywhere. It's about taking control, learning to handle the situation in a way that makes her want to keep playing with you. If you fall into her net without knowing how to get out, you're going to get trapped like so many others before you. But if you know how to play your cards, if you understand the power of words and signals, then you can come out of this game as the winner. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it later. Let's continue. Is she testing you? These words reveal she wants you to make the first move. Alright, I want you to think about this for a second. How many times have you been in front of a woman you like, and suddenly you feel the atmosphere change, that something is happening, but you don't know what to do? You freeze, unsure whether to advance, stay still, or if she's really waiting for you to take the initiative. And of course, while you're thinking it over, she's already losing interest. Today, I'm going to tell you how to know when a woman is testing you to see if you have the guts to take the first step. I'm going to tell you exactly what words she uses to see if you're man enough to take control. But before we start, I want you to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this kind of content will really help you change how you handle your relationships. The problem is simple. Many times, you don't notice the signals. You don't recognize when a woman is telling you, without words, that she wants you to take control. And if you do nothing, if you keep waiting for her to make the move, I assure you, you're going to lose the opportunity. So pay attention, because I'm going to reveal the words she uses when she wants you to take the first step. 1. If she says this, she's waiting for you to take control. First, let's talk about the typical phrase many women use when they're interested but don't want to be obvious. I don't know why, but I feel really comfortable with you. This phrase, which seems innocent, is one of the biggest tests a woman can throw your way. What she's doing is opening the door for you to move forward, for you to take control. She's telling you she feels good and safe with you, and now it's your turn to take the next step. But what do? You stay in your comfort zone, not moving, as if this isn't about you. Wake up. If you hear this, it's your moment to act. 2. It's no coincidence. She wants you to advance, will you? Another common phrase you hear but ignore is, "You always make me laugh." And no, it's not just because you're funny. When a woman tells you this, what she's really doing is testing your confidence. She's giving you a clear signal that she likes you, but she also wants to see if you're brave enough to take things further. If you just enjoy her laughter without making a move, she's going to start thinking you don't have what it takes. Are you going to let the opportunity slip by? Or are you going to make the move she's waiting for? 3. Will you recognize these seduction tests before it's too late? Many times, the tests are more subtle, like when she says, "I wonder what you would think if we did this more often." What she's doing here is throwing you a bait, a hidden invitation for you to take the initiative. If you don't react in time, if you don't catch the hint, you're going to lose the opportunity. She's testing your ability to read between the lines, to see if you're clever enough to advance without her having to be direct. And if you don't, she'll go with someone who can pick up on it. Are you going to let that happen? For every word is an invitation, if you know how to listen. Another classic phrase women use to test you is, "I've never met anyone like you." At first glance, it seems like a compliment, but it's actually an invitation for you to take control of the situation. If you don't know how to handle it, I assure you, you're going to disappoint her. She's waiting for you to advance, to do something more than just thank her for the compliment. If you hear something like this, it's because she wants you to step forward, to take her out of the monotony and show her you're not like the others. But if you don't act, guess what? She'll leave you behind. 5. Are you ready to become the man she's looking for? This is the key. If you don't realize what she's trying to tell you, if you keep acting like the nice guy, she's going to see you as just another one of the crowd. "I love being with you. You always make me feel good," is another one of those phrases you hear but don't understand. What she's doing is opening a door for you to take the next step. But do you know what most of you do? Nothing. You just enjoy the moment, thinking that's enough. It's not enough. She's waiting for you to be the man who takes the initiative. If you don't, she'll think you're not brave enough for what she's looking for. 6. If you don't act quickly, she'll think you're not interested. Here's the biggest mistake men make. She says something like, "We always have such a good time together," and you're left thinking it's just a friendly comment. No, buddy, it's not. What she's telling you is that she's waiting for you to advance, to take the first step so that things between you can change. If you don't, she's going to assume you're not interested. And I'm going to tell you something. Women are not going to wait forever. If you don't act quickly, she'll look for someone else who will. 7. This is what she's telling you when she wants you to take the first step. One of the clearest phrases you can hear is, I wonder what others would say if they saw us together. This isn't just a casual question. It's a provocation. She wants to see if you have the guts to admit that you desire her, that you see her as more than just a friend. If you stay silent or don't respond appropriately, you're failing the test. She's waiting for you to take control and tell her you don't care what others think, that you're interested in her, and that's it. If you don't, she'll think you don't have what it takes to be at her level. 8. Are you brave enough to take the next step? This is where I challenge you. When you hear phrases like, "I don't know what I would do without you," or "I love spending time with you," do you have the courage to respond to those signals? Because I'm telling you right now, if you're not brave enough to take control in that moment, you're going to lose her. She's waiting for you to take the next step, for you to be the one who takes the situation to another level. And if you don't, I guarantee someone else will. The question is, are you brave enough to take that step? 9. She's telling you without words that she wants more? And what about you? Sometimes she doesn't need to say much. Simple phrases like, "We should do this more often," are her way of telling you she's ready for something more, but it's up to you to take the step. She's not going to directly tell you she wants to be with you, but if you hear this and don't act, you're losing a golden opportunity. She's telling you, without words, that she wants you to advance, that she wants you to do something about it. And what will you do? Will you stay in the friend zone? Or will you be the man she's been waiting for? 10. If you don't pick up on these signals, someone else will. And here's the hardest truth of all. If you don't pick up on these signals, someone else will. Women are not going to wait forever. If you don't realize that she's throwing tests your way to see if you're man enough to take the initiative, someone else will. And when that someone else advances, you're going to be left wondering what went wrong. The answer is simple. You didn't recognize the signals in time. So stop being the man who always waits and start being the man who acts.